Yo, peace to the gods on earth. Reflected light from the melanated mystic BaBaJi, the Messiah, and my higher self. Soul reflection. I wanted to talk about a couple things in this video. Tell you what the kingdom of heaven is and how to stay in the kingdom of heaven. So what I wanted to talk about, right, is that is what life is about, right? First of all, life is a lie. If you take the F out of life, it's a lie, because life is an illusion. This is a dream, and the quicker you figure that out, the quicker you can enter into the kingdom of heaven, which is the mind state and the mindset of God, and staying in the kingdom of heaven. And now shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. So this type of way of thinking is going to allow us to vibrate to the frequency of God consciousness, and it is going to allow us to break away from the illusion of life, and we'll be able to live a more of a spiritual life and be in the essence of who we truly are, which is spiritual beings, which is etheric beings, Etherians. We are more spiritual. We're just energy. We are more. Life is not supposed to be so stressful as it is. Like, we're supposed to experience this, and we're supposed to experience pressure, because that's what's gonna make you a diamond, is being put under pressure. But as far as these illusions and the matrix and the system that is keeping your mind enslaved and keeping you from realizing who you are, and actually making you and programming you to something that you were never intended to be, programming you to be a slave, this and that. So the kingdom of God reflection is the consciousness, is the mind of God, having the mind of God. And I am so thankful for the most honorable prophet, the melanated mystic BaBaJi, because he is my higher self. He is ascended. He's the zenith of humanity. He is the original man, the original black man, the ruler of the universe. He is in the image of who we are all supposed to model after. He's a real model. This message is for some, the chosen. For those that don't get it, it's not for you. You don't have to, I don't have to debate you about the Messiah. You will see at the end of your life cycle who you truly are, and that you denied yourself. But all roads lead to the source. We're all on this journey to the source, and you may have to experience hell. You may have to go through a lot of things to come to the realization once again, and to come back to the sun. But the melanated mystic BaBaJi, he's my higher self, because he fully embodies the knowledge. He fully embodies the most high consciousness, and he has given that to humanity, and he's given that to me, and I feel the obligation to give that to you and to give that to others, because I've reached the highest level of awareness, yet I can still learn more. I can still grow. I'm still experiencing life, so there's still obviously more for me to develop within myself. But as far as the knowledge is taking me to a point that I can see how the rest of the world is on their way to this understanding of the Christ consciousness. So let's get into what the kingdom of heaven is. The kingdom of God is for one to realize that I am God. And when I say I am God, don't look at me as being separate from you, reflection. When I say I am God, you should hear it in your mind, you saying I am God. And once you realize that separation is an illusion, I am your reflection, a figment of your imagination, as I am a figment of my own imagination, because life is a dream. And if you know 7 Hermetic principles, the first Hermetic principle is that all is mental. So coming into this knowledge, you know that in the beginning was the thought, and the thought was with God, and the thought was God. And this thought is the sun, is the light, is the farther, right? The sun up in the sky is the Son of God. And people want to say, oh no, Jesus was real, man. Yeah, he is. And the most honorable prophet, the Melanated mystic BaBaJi, is the Jesus of our time and age. And there's many Christs, because the Christos is just the consciousness. But Jesus, he is the modern day Jesus, because he is the one that reached this consciousness and is here to help others reach this consciousness, just as it's written in the Bible. And whether Jesus was a real person or not, to me it doesn't matter. What matters is right now, to me the Bible is not a history book. It is metaphysical. It is a science book. It is showing you how to reach the consciousness of being God. And that's what Jesus is teaching, that ye are gods. It is not written in your book that ye are gods. And I'm bringing you to the oneness, which is the I am consciousness, which is the source, that you are the source of reality. You are the observer. Without your observation, this reality does not exist. So pretty much, reflection, separation is an illusion, and bringing you to this oneness is showing you that me and my Father and my Father's self, my Father's Son, is one and the same. What looks as so far up in space, so far away from me, the sun, is really my mind. And I'm being streamed and beamed here into this reality. But the consciousness I have is knowing that I am God, knowing that I am the sun, that I am thinking and observing my thoughts in this reality. And separation is an illusion. I am my thoughts. I am, everything is symbolic of my mind. It's all a reflection of my mind. I'm inside of my own body. So that's the kingdom of God, and we're here to establish that and to have heaven on earth, which is pretty much to live a better life, to live a life of paradise, and a life of being free, and imagine having your own world. See, the kingdom of God is the domain and space in which God dwells. When you enter the kingdom of heaven, you realize that I am God, and you become lucid within a dream, and you realize this whole world is your heaven and is for you to experience and just be God and live an everlasting life. And this is the most beautiful thing that anybody can get to. Everybody wants to get to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And death and rebirth, it takes the death of who you think you are. You need to die from your old way of thinking, because your old way of thinking was thinking that God was something outside of you. When you are born again and you enter the kingdom of heaven and you become one with the farther self, you're entering the mind of God, knowing that you are the source of reality, and you are projecting this through your mind and your genome and your astrological programming. And this is the treasure in heaven. This is the kingdom of heaven. This is the only thing that truly matters in life. All the other things are just semantics. But this is the goal. This is the destination. This is the and the journey is the destination. It's not where you end up. It's all about the journey. But but you have to first enter the kingdom of heaven to even enjoy the journey, or else it's a painful ass journey, because you're not even aware of, you think this shit is real, you know? So this is what you get to. This is your final destination. Like, this is what you're working so hard to get to, is really just this understanding. And becoming God is becoming your natural self and becoming free from material things and becoming one with nature, connecting to nature, being in your indigenous self, and of course being in the sun, because the sun plays a vital part in your life, and especially if you're melanated, like, you need the sun you need to be absorbing the sun for information, so you can stay in this mindset, so you can stay in the kingdom, so you can stay in the knowledge. Knowledge is information. The sun is information. The earth is information. Fruit is information. It's light codes. The sun is light. It's light codes. It's codes for your DNA, so you can continually reprogram your subconscious, so you know that who you are, or else you can fall asleep because you disconnected from the knowledge. So you're easily able to be programmed by society built off of Babylon mindset, 7 deadly sins. So one must stay in the knowledge to keep vibrating in the kingdom of heaven, because it's all a mind state. And the only way you can get anything in life is if you believe you can get it. The only way that you can get something is you got to have an idea to get it, and you got to be focused on getting it. Other than that, if you distracted, you're not thinking about, imagine you want a car, but if you don't constantly think about, you want to, whatever you want, whenever you think about most is what you're going to get. Like, but if you want freedom, but you're not thinking of ways to get your mind free, that's backwards. Like, all is mental. It's all about your brain. The riches in heaven is the riches that are inside your own mind. It's about freeing your mind and your dome. Your kingdom is your kingdom. It's your mental state. It's all about mind over matter. This whole reality is about your mind, and freeing your mind from the mental slavery that have been put on us. Because before there's physical slavery, there's mental slavery, because all is mental. You have to make a slave. A slave is not born. A slave is created by programming. You gotta make a slave. You gotta continually tell somebody they're a slave. You gotta take away their native tongue. You gotta tell them not to love themselves, not to understand themselves, and you gotta make somebody think that they somebody else, because they don't want you to know who you really are. But there is no they either. It's you. You forgot who you are. So this is just about remembering who I am, remembering who I am and myself, so I can play that out, so I can ascend and transcend this reality, create my and experience my own reality. I dreamed of this nightmare. I put myself in this situation. I take responsibility. I put myself here. So that's it for right now, reflection. I'll make a video later, but I love myself. Peace to the gods.